everyone, the Wagon Wheel of Wisdom here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell notifications down below if you haven't already. Hey folks, welcome back to the Wagon Wheel of Wisdom. Behind me, as usual, the beautiful wagon wheel, and hopefully some wisdom up here. Camera is on its way back, so I'll be hopefully moving my studio back over there to the couch. And speaking of the couch, that's a psychological or a psychology term when talking about somebody that's been on the couch. And I guess I would like to talk about something psychological that I've really learned about in the last few days, and they piggyback off my last two videos. As people have gotten to know me, so to speak, with these videos, a common theme in the comments section a lot of the time is don't be so hard on yourself. Well, as of right now, I don't really know any other way to be, but I think I've really found, in fact, I don't think, I know I've discovered something last night that I really, well, since the breakup, I've done nothing but make this mistake, and that is being hyper accountable for things that I do not need to be accountable for because they have nothing to do with me. And let me explain that. I'm going to put in the link down below, or the description, this the avoidant attachment style. It's about female, but again, this spills over male and female. It's really not gender specific at all, but how they are the most baffling and confusing type of people to be in a relationship with. And the person that does this video brings up an amazing point that people only can treat you as well as what their emotional triggers could or can be. So in other words, if somebody doesn't know how to cultivate empathy or love, they're going to use all of the old school tactics that they used to try and manage relationships. And I remember something key that I told my ex when she broke up with me. I just said, you're the type of person that's just going to jump around from dick to dick, is what I said. Relationship to relationship. I said, you'll be back on Bumble or whatever it is again, and you'll just be going from guy to guy doing the exact same thing over and over again. I don't know really where that came from at the time, but by the look in her eye when I said that, it really flipped something on there. But what I'm getting away from what I'm talking about, and here's the important part with this that I have found, is that I no longer have to bear the responsibility of the breakup like I have this entire time. The part about their personality, and it isn't narcissistic personality, this is different. There's subtle undertones of narcissism, but holy crap, I probably have them too to some degree. They're not really out in the open as other people. But this attachment style, this avoidant attachment or fearful avoidant, they can't operate in the realm of feelings. Thoughts dictate their next move. And when they get into these feelings, it's uncomfortable. In fact, it's foreign to the degree where they don't trust them. They have to go back into the logical brain and trust thought. Now, if that doesn't sound a lot like how, if you read about twin flames, how they define divine masculines, right? Up in the ego, logical-based thinking. Feelings tend to be facts in their world, which again spills over into narcissism, but let's get away from that. Or I'll get away from it. Sorry, I'm the one bringing it up. I'm blaming you guys. Narcissistic personality right there. It looks like I discovered something about myself. Anyway, so with that attachment style, that no matter what I would have done, no matter what any of you would have done that have been involved in this sort of personality, the end of the relationship would have come regardless. I was in this relationship for roughly 9 months, about 9 months. And from the 4 to 6 month mark with the avoidant attachment personality disorder, this is when they go from being somebody who in the beginning was a little bit in tune with the feeling aspect of it in the relationship, meaning they were into you. However, when this part of their brain turns on or activates, or they deactivate from that emotional component, they go back to trusting feelings and not believing that they're worthy of what you're providing for them. Not that you are how would I describe this? You're too good to be true. So what they're going to do is enter a sort of a devaluation aspect. And I remember vividly about 4 to 5 months into this, into the relationship, when she said something to me that it has never gone away, because it couldn't have been more out of left field. I had a photo of my buddy's dad, who I've gotten to know since 2008, and he is one of the greatest guys I've ever met. And in fact, I've expressed, like, I get my father fix when I get to hang around you. Like, we have a great relationship. And there's a photo of us, and we are smiling from ear to ear, him and I both, because we just bullshit with each other. It's great. It's great. And she saw that photo and goes to me, "You've never smiled like that for me." I was as speechless as I am right now still about that. And knowing now, based on the video, and I keep looking over at my other screen here because I still have the video up. I was just watching it again for the fourth time, sorry. And I couldn't believe or understand where that came from. Fast forward to the final day of our relationship. And this is the part that it got even more confusing. And I just can't for the life of me. But again, now that I know what I know based on this video, it doesn't have a damn thing to do with me. And the most beautiful part is I've been blaming myself because of my how I'm wired. And I'm going to get to this about the mirror exercise and how fucking important it is. But I've had people talk to me about, you're still obsessed about her. It's like, yeah, she's still in my head to a large degree, because I haven't been able to get to a place yet where I can make sense of what happened. And sometimes other people can navigate the waters of it not making sense and moving on. I can't, or at least I haven't been able to do that yet. So I have to sit there and study things and get to a point where, from an emotional perspective, my emotions can connect to it. That's how I navigate. Right or wrong, I don't know, but it's how I roll. I've been calling her narcissistic. I was wrong. Tendencies, sure, but this personality, the avoidant personality, is tricky because it's so baffling. And by baffling, I mean up until the point of the breakup, you're just like, how in the hell did we go from having sex 2 nights ago and you wanting to spend your life with me to you wanting to break up with me? Because the relationship at that point got too real. And she needed to devalue me like she did in that photo, claiming I've never smiled for her in the way I was smiling with him, which was an utter lie. More of the word salad stuff here at the end of the relationship. And I want to make sure that I bring this point home. This is the 4 things that she said to me that came out of left field that made no sense. Guys like you are on every street corner. You are so troubled. Going to the other end of the spectrum, I know you won't wait for me. And did we meet too soon? For 6 months, I've let those 4 phrases stew in my head over and over again because of how baffling, keyword, it was, and how it just came absolutely out of nowhere. From that video, and I hope like hell this reaches at least one person that's maybe going through this with that type of avoidance style personality. And again, I'm not trying to trigger you. I'm just working through these emotions as I do, because I need to understand the other person in order to set bags down. I don't know why I have to. It's just how I'm wired again, but it's what I'm trying to do to make sense of a situation that made 0 fucking sense to me up until this point. And I finally get to look into a mirror and say, it's not your fault, man. She was going to do this. You were the next evolution in this cycle of who she is going to do this to. But the part that I have to be incredibly grateful for, and this spills into yesterday's video about me carrying these burdens for a long period of my life, about shouldering the blame for things my parents blamed me for, which were not my fault, but I had to bear the weight of it. So their personalities with that sends you into this spiral, into no woman's land of, what the hell just happened here? What did I do? And I've been I've said that to anybody that I've talked to about this, trying to get them to kind of get on the same page. My friend, my ex-wife, my mom, and it's like I have no idea what just happened. I don't know what I did, and I would just completely be devastated and tear up from that. Thankfully, I'm at a place 6 months from now where I've found a video that it's 3 minutes long, and it makes the most sense out of all of it because it's exactly the type of person she is and what she needs to work on. And I can't help her with this. Nobody can. Just like with all of us, with me just discovering that, yeah, I've been shouldering these burdens of being hyper aggressive to bear the burdens or bear the responsibility for things that have nothing to do with me. And that's an incredible point in time to start over again now and owning what I do and keeping away what I don't do that has nothing to do with me instead of shouldering all of it and thinking it's me. And the other funky thing is ex-wife, ex-narcissistic personality disorder, girlfriend, and then my ex-partner here all were like that. They didn't have inside it. The narcissist speaks for herself. Let's be honest here, but not a lot of ability to own actions in any of them. All kinds of finger pointing, all kinds of blaming. And when you know how energetic opposites attract? No accountability, hyper accountable, me. And I'm getting the gist of this journey now, just based on this. It's exposing all of the things that are out of balance in me that need to come into a homeostatic balance, a much better balance. And I look at my former partner too, and the things that I'm really good at, empathy, being accountable, she's the total energetic opposite. And you see how we so I get why now our journey is over here. It's a beautiful thing to be able to set down this incredibly heavy bag from a long, long, long time ago. And to discover a little bit of a sense of joy that this is what this is all about. And I don't have to take the blame anymore about the end to a relationship that she tried to put on me to completely avoid any responsibility of what she was doing or about to go do. It's a good fucking day, to tell you the truth. I know I'm speaking assertively right now, but that helps out a lot. And I hope to God it relates to somebody else out there to help them too. Look up that. I'm going to, again, post that link. It's a little bit of a rabbit hole. It is triggering. I'm just going to tell you this right now because it's going to take you back in time into things that may have angered you like they did me. But, I just don't think you can shy away from the work that has to be done or we stay stuck. That's why I keep pushing forward. I don't want to stay stuck. I don't want to feel like this in another 6 months. This first 6 months was hard enough. I don't want to go another 6 on this like this. So this is a very freeing day and a beautiful thing. So I hope like hell this resonates with somebody out there, any of you. And please take a look at that video. It should help make a little bit of sense because for me, my experience with this person, and I think it's going to really resonate with people who have commented on similar aspects of what their former partner was like. And the reality is we can't fix them. That's a hard, I'm a fixer, I think, by nature. And again, that's probably something that's completely out of energetic balance that needs to come back and fix me. Can't fix other people if I haven't fixed me. So just appreciate them and all their beauty. This is going to help me love her from a distance because of what it's done and what it's opened up in my world and in my head. And I have to be very grateful for her for that. But at the same time, I get to kind of give her the finger a little bit and say, hey, all the shit that you said has nothing to do with me. Hurt. Don't get me wrong, it hurt. But that was the design behind it. We had to run into somebody that would trigger these things in us. We had to. It's it's a hard thing to say goodbye to an emotion and an energy that I've never felt before. But when you begin to kind of understand the writing on the wall a little bit more, you can set these bags down and be at peace. And I think the one thing about empathy that I've probably really not been good at is internal. Switching that back over to me. So today is a brand new day of it's not my fault. I've learned something about myself, something that I no longer need to do down the road, and release that old energy and get back into a more balanced human being that is better for the world, better for everybody, but better for me to start with. So that's today's message. I hope all of you are well and love you. Oh, I am going to be heading up north here tomorrow morning, and I don't think I'm coming back until Monday. So I might do a couple short videos, a couple shorts while I'm up there. I'll be hanging out with a bunch of guy friends. There's going to be about 15 of us in a cabin, so I'm going to enjoy it. Hurt back and all. I got the heating pad on me right now, as I'm not really moving too much except my neck, but a little sore this morning. But all is good in the world, and I hope you all have a tremendous day.